Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Dunya Musa, and this is the Metropolitan Global. For our first vote last month, we decided to help the homeless, deciding in the second vote that we wanted to concentrate our efforts by purchasing toys for homeless children and one of the local family shelters. To do that, we first had to find the right people to collect info on where and how to help. We reached out and were lucky enough to be able to talk to a couple different professionals in the industry who were gracious enough to give us their time and answer some questions. The first question we asked was, how bad is the homeless situation in the DC metropolitan area? This can be hard to say because homelessness is always in flux. The perception is that the average homeless person is someone with mental health issues and an addiction problem. But there is a significant population of people who become homeless for other reasons and don't typically stay homeless for long. These are domestic abuse victims, kids who've aged out of the foster care system, and just your average Joe who had a spat of bad luck. These demographics are typically housed for a short time before they get on their feet. The chronically homeless are the ones which are often in and out of the system for a long time. The way they track and know there are about 10,000 homeless in the DC area is they'll do a spot check of how many are currently being helped in one night, which is how they arrive at their numbers, and will check it again periodically. At this point in time, we currently have about 10% growth in individuals experiencing homelessness as we did last year. The second question we asked was, can homelessness be gotten rid of for good? Or is it just a condition of humanity that we have homeless people? Or if we all came together, could we make it a thing of the past? The response was yes, we could. However, it wouldn't be easy and there will always be people who hit a rough patch in life and need help. The issue isn't competence so much as in scalability. Let's take for example Haven for Hope out of San Antonio, Texas. They bought a 20-acre campus, built housing, dog kennels, job training, everything under the sun you could want to help the homeless get back on their feet, and it seems their comprehensive system is working. But the cost of running that was in the millions. So we asked, why can't we do that here in DC? And the issue came down to cost. From renovations to staffing and maintenance and everything else, these easy fixes can get quite expensive, and someone always has to pay. Let's look at another example. We were talking to New Hope Housing, who take in many individuals who are chronically homeless. They feed them, shelter them, and try and get them whatever help they need. But they're short-staffed, not just in their facilities, but with professional help. We asked what the number one thing is keeping these people homeless, and the response was clear. They suffer from a lot of mental illness and trauma, which is handicapping their progress toward a better life. A lot of these challenges add up when trying to get a job, and you have a criminal record to boot. This is indicative that if we solve these individuals' core problem of mental health, we could cure the illness of homelessness. If we had enough counselors and psychologists to get each client the help they need, then they would find their way out of the system without needing to come back. Which led us to our final question. What can we do? There are a lot of options available to us. The easy thing to do is just donate to the nonprofit doing the work. There are many different shelters and programs that need money to operate. They also need stuff: cleaning supplies, clothes, food, everything you would need to help someone living on the streets. There are also a plethora of volunteer opportunities. They're always in need of service workers and administrative help. We're sure any help getting people off the streets into jobs and homes would be appreciated. There is also a constant need for food, so helping the kitchen prepare meals and donating extra food to shelters is a big help as well. There is also another opportunity to help. A lot of our struggling brothers and sisters need jobs to be independent. If normal people are struggling in these economic times, how do you think they're doing financially? But a lot of the times their criminal record is getting in the way, which is why any job training that could be provided and employers looking for employees would be extremely useful. There are a lot of places struggling to hire right now, and if done right, it could be a match made in heaven. So, that leaves us here. We're only just beginning. We only have 20 members, which means we have $20 to spend. So what can we do? First, let's look at some of the things we can do without money. We can ask our friends and family, people with kids, if they have any old toys or clothes in good shape for donation. We could also check our kitchens for food we're not going to use or extra cooking utensils, things a person would need when just moving into their first place, and bring it into the shelters. Another thing we can do, which costs us nothing, is to reach out to all the local mental health professionals, alert them to the storage, and humbly ask if they consider donating an hour or two a week to a shelter. It wouldn't be too hard to get Zoom calls set up between the counselor and the client, and if that's one of the main factors, then maybe even a small group of us can affect a difference if we can get them to participate. We will provide the information given for the local shelters and encourage our members and the public to volunteer and look for opportunities ourselves. As for the public trust, we will use that to buy items needed by the Catherine Hanley Family Shelter in Fairfax that they published on their Amazon wishlist. As soon as our efforts are concluded, we will post the results in the following video. Please consider becoming a part of our team at www.metropolitanglobal.com, and of course, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We'll see you next time.